Have you ever seen those documentary style videos about those people making products? There's a new category of YouTube video where you make a product and then use the video as marketing for the product that you're making. There is a design team here in New York City that I am absolutely in love with. You've probably seen some of their videos. Yeah, okay, so there are actual people behind this brand. Craighill has solved a really difficult problem, which is to get people to care about inanimate objects that they were not thinking about. You know, sometimes I really question in my mind, like, what's going on? Because why do I deeply care about these pair of scissors? Like, seriously, why do I care about this? You already have your things that you can't live without, so why are these companies trying to replace it? In marketing, nothing is ever tiny. The smallest problems that people have are real problems that you don't expect. The phrase to hold on to here is genuine curiosity made visible. And you might say that this is just glorified product content, and you're not exactly wrong, but what Craighill does differently is create an environment where— Oh, okay. I'll talk about this more later in the video, but I need you to subscribe. Did you know that the rest of this video is subscriber only? Did you not see the sign? Okay, so how do they actually do this? Good product starts at design. You need to be obsessed with the product that you have. If you don't have good products, stop marketing. It doesn't matter. I don't care how good you are at marketing. You can't sell shit, okay? Like, you can probably sell shit to like investors because, you know, they would buy anything. Let's start with something embarrassingly ordinary. Let's use one of their products as a roadmap on how we can do this ourselves. So there's just a couple problems with the sunglasses that you have. You can haphazardly put them wherever. There isn't like a set kind of like mental place to like put this object where like this object should be here. This is where they get the product to be a part of your life, right? They try to make it some kind of small celebratory ritual. It feels as if you're a part of this, not cult, but part of this group, this in-group of people, of designers, like-minded people that understand that life doesn't have to be harder than it has to be, and you can build products around that ideology. So how do you get these small rituals to actually implant in the people that you're trying to market to? And we'll go back to that documentary style. I haven't forgotten it, don't worry. And we'll talk about that because it's actually the keystone that makes this whole entire strategy work. The biggest thing really is to get people to talk about the item to other people that they're physically with. So if it's a bottle opener, then you can talk about the bottle opener and how you watched this video, and now you have 17 minutes of content that you're able to regurgitate and tell this other person that is now interested in this product that basically had no other reason to exist. The most interesting part for me as someone that does do product design and marketing is this change of this question. How do we solve this problem with our product? 2, how do we market this product so that people realize they have the same problem? Like, sure, you can solve problems, but that's not very interesting, right? So like, though that it was a cool product, and like, sure, you can maybe see yourself like using it, but you can also see yourself just like keeping it somewhere and never using it, and then like people come by and you're like, what's that? And you just have to explain that you bought this $60 brass thing. I mean, you know, that can happen too, I feel like. So it's really a toss-up here. Because once you solve the problem, everything else is just marketing. But you have to be realistic, and like, how can you scale this, especially if like the whole entire point of the product is to sell it. You as a marketer, you're not really going to reach this, but the product designers out there, like, I can feel your pain. I can hear it in my little ears. It's really trying to compromise between the designer's vision, reality. As designers, we have egos. So when you do finish a product, it needs to feel like it was inevitable. Looking at another product just to kind of understand like the coolness factor. Okay, there are tons of bottle openers out there. Right? Like, you can get one as a fridge magnet. That has 2 purposes. But what if you made one look sleek? What if you made one look like a monolith? What if you can sell that monolith to other people that think that looks cool? For the documentary style of trying to get people interested in your company, the best way to do this is to kind of invade the people's private spaces. And the way Craighill does this is pretty brilliant. They will have a specific video of a person in mind and kind of like bother their life a little bit to get a slice of like how they're living in New York City, but also understanding as a designer how they think. And I believe that part of the video is way more important for people that want to go into product design, but it's also a great insight into how designers think about the world in general. So when you watch one of these videos, you get right away that everyone has their own little department. It feels like everyone that's working there is kind of heading their own department, and it feels like because they are such a small studio, that's actually the case. When they interview people that are doing fabrication, you can really tell all they do is fabrication. It's a great back and forth that I think a lot of the people have in this office that really makes you feel like you're a part of this team. Like you're watching these things unfold, and though you're not personally doing anything, it feels like because you're watching the process with them and you're intaking that information, it feels as if you're part of that team. Okay, we're gonna talk about another great example. Craighill isn't just the only company that I'm a really big fan of on this platform. There's a couple in Japan that go by Playful, and they also make this kind of video. The way Playful does it is they will document their process, but it feels really open-ended. It's not really the end product, it's actually more like a beginning for more interesting ideas down the line. So let's take a look at their strategy. The biggest thing that they have is they will find interesting problems to solve. They will question it, they will make a product that is around that question, and then they'll play around with it. Okay, so how do you sell this? How do you package, right? Let's talk about packaging. Let's talk about Playful's packaging and how they do it so well. The question is the thumbnail. You're already questioning what you can do with the product, not how it was made. I think another YouTuber that's really good at this is Unnecessary Inventions. You've definitely seen his videos before. And he's a really interesting case study of when a media producer notices product designer problems, even if those problems are mostly non-existent. Let's look at this overlap between Craighill and an Unnecessary Inventions. They're both trying to solve tiny problems, but in Craighill's case, it's real tiny problems, while Unnecessary Inventions will create a problem to solve himself. So where did Craighill really find this formula? Where did they get this documentary style from, and why is it working so well? Documentaries have been popular as long as we've been putting images on film. So now why is this melding of product design and also slice of life working so well for Craighill? It's not just like the people in the background, but it's also like the product that you have and like how deeply it resonates. I think I understand it as an awkward person, but they have lots of moments that feel embarrassing and dry, that feel not clear, maybe slightly, between like-minded and smart people talking about design. Watching that passion unfold in real time makes me want whatever they're selling.